One of the most iconic reveals in Game of Thrones is Jon Snow's true parentage. But what if Jon wasn't the dark-haired Stark we know and love, but had silver hair and purple eyes, a dead giveaway of his Targaryen bloodline? How would Ned Stark have kept his most dangerous secret safe? And would Jon's future, as the true heir to the Iron Throne, have been written differently? Well, buckle up, because today we're diving deep into a Game of Thrones alternate reality that could have changed everything. Westeros was always overflowing with secrets, and if you are fans of Game of Thrones theories like us at First Curiosity, enjoy this dissection of Ned's choices in terms of Jon.
And you are a Stark. You might not have my name, but you have my blood.
Jon's Stark-like appearance was his best protection. For most of Game of Thrones, Jon Snow is assumed to be Ned Stark's bastard, and his dark hair and eyes help make that lie work. It's key. Targaryens are known for their striking silver blonde hair and violet eyes. Jon looked nothing like that, and because of that play of fate, no one suspected the truth. Had Jon been born with these distinctive features, it would have raised immediate questions. Robert Baratheon, who was obsessed with wiping out the Targaryen dynasty, would likely have grown suspicious, and Jon's life would have been in constant danger. Ned would have had to get creative, and fast. Ned might have claimed Ashara Dayne as Jon's mother. One potential solution could have been to claim Jon as the child of Ashara Dayne, a noblewoman from Dorne, Princess Elia Martell's lady-in-waiting. In the books, Ashara is said to have violet eyes, and she shared a close bond with Ned, possibly even a romantic one. The two danced together at a tourney where Rhaegar and Lyanna first met, and Ned later visited Dorne to return her brother's sword after the events at the Tower of Joy. These details could have made Ned's claim that Ashara was Jon's mother believable. Also, she was dead and wasn't going to rise from her grave to reveal the truth. Although, weirder things have happened on Game of Thrones. Yet Ashara being Jon's mother is one convincing cover story. Imagine this. Jon is raised as the son of Ashara Dayne, and those silver Targaryen-like features are explained away by his Dayne ancestry. It's risky, but in the chaos of Westeros, it could have worked. And who would question it? Robert Baratheon certainly didn't bat an eye at the supposed legitimacy of his own children. Even though they were fathered by Jaime Lannister, a refuge in Essos, the ultimate risk? If passing Jon off as Ashara Dayne's son wasn't feasible, another option might have been to send him to Essos. This would have placed Jon in a similar situation to Daenerys and Viserys, who were hidden across the narrow sea to escape Robert's wrath. In Essos, Jon could have been raised away from the prying eyes of Westerosi lords and the constant threat of discovery. However, this plan would come with its own set of challenges. For one, Ned would need to find a way to get Jon to Essos safely. He'd have to rely on allies who were still loyal to House Targaryen, such as Ser Willem Darry or Illyrio Mopatis, to provide Jon with a home and protection. This would be an extremely risky endeavor, as any leak of Jon's true identity could spell disaster for everyone involved. If Jon had grown up in Essos, his character and the storyline of Game of Thrones would have been dramatically different. He might have been raised alongside Daenerys and Viserys, becoming more aware of his Targaryen heritage and possibly developing a stronger claim to the Iron Throne, or aligning himself with the Dragon Queen. This alternate upbringing would have made Jon a very different person, potentially leaning toward Targaryen ambitions than Stark values. Hiding Jon with Howland Reed, the Quiet North. Another possibility? Ned could have hidden Jon closer to home, entrusting him to the care of Howland Reed. Howland, who was present at the Tower of Joy and fiercely loyal to Ned, would have been a natural choice for such a task. The Reeds live in the isolated and mysterious swamps of the Neck, making it an ideal location to keep Jon hidden from those who might bring him harm. Raising Jon in the north would have allowed Ned to keep an eye on him while still protecting his identity. However, here's the catch. Even in the north, word could spread, and Jon's Targaryen-like appearance would make it difficult to keep his lineage a secret. The Boltons and other less trustworthy northern houses might see Jon as a threat and use the information to their advantage, keeping Robert Baratheon in the loop. And then there's the ultimate gamble: telling Robert Baratheon the truth. Ned could have confronted his old friend, explaining that Jon was actually Lyanna's son and not a threat to Robert's reign. It's a dangerous move, though. Robert's hatred for Targaryens was all-consuming, and even Ned's friendship with him might not have been enough to protect Jon. Robert would likely have killed Jon on the spot, believing him to be a legitimate Targaryen heir. After all, Jon's life would have been a direct threat to his own claim to the throne. What if the public knew Jon's true lineage? And here's where it gets even more bonkers. What if Ned just went for it and revealed the truth to the entire kingdom? With Jon's Targaryen bloodline, He could have rallied the realm to his cause, but that would have thrown Westeros into utter chaos. Would the North have supported him, seeing him as Lyanna's son? Or would Robert Baratheon's loyalists have hunted him down before he could even claim the throne? It could have turned Jon into a political figure even more powerful than he was as the humble Night's Watchman. But would it have been worth the cost? Jon's Stark-like appearance was his ultimate savior. Ultimately, Jon's dark hair and eyes were a stroke of luck for Ned, allowing him to weave a believable lie and protect Jon from harm. Without this advantage, Ned's options would have been limited, and each of them came with significant risks. Whether hiding Jon in Essos, entrusting him to Howland Reed, or confronting Robert Baratheon, the challenges of protecting a Targaryen-looking Jon Snow would have been immense. Jon inherited not just the Stark bloodline, but a gift, a shield that protected him from the dangers of Robert's wrath and the looming Targaryen legacy. His dark hair and eyes kept him hidden in plain sight, allowing him to grow up in relative peace, at least until the truth came out. So what would have happened if Jon Snow had looked exactly like a Targaryen? The entire game would have changed. His upbringing, his relationships, and his place in the political web of Westeros would have been vastly different. Would he have become the ultimate ruler of Westeros, or would he have been doomed from the start? Jon Snow's story, with all its twists and turns, is a testament to the lengths Ned Stark went to protect those he loved. Whether Jon looked like a Stark or a Targaryen, one thing is for sure: his journey was never meant to be easy. And now, you get to imagine just how different it could have been. What do you guys think? If Jon had Targaryen features, how would Ned have protected him? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, hit that like button if you enjoyed this wild journey, and don't forget to subscribe to First Curiosity for more epic Game of Thrones breakdowns.